amazed how I could. I can feel my passion rising. It's lighting up my life. Since you came around, you turned my life around. It was just a touch to redeem my soul.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
It's my pleasure to welcome you to the start of the celebration of the second Catholic Open Day Kyambogo University. You recall we began this activity last year, and this morning is our pleasure to kick off the activities of the second Kyambogo University Catholic Open Day. And right now it's my pleasure flag off the work that is opening the activities of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I do flag off the work by starting the work.
and very many groups have been represented in this work. I think we are going to recognize them as they move to their stalls. So in the front we have the Kyambogo University Guidance and Counseling Unit. Kyambogo University Guidance and Counseling Unit. Followed by Kyambogo University Counseling Students Association. You are welcome, please. Next we have the Uganda Counseling Association. You are welcome to Kyambogo University. Thank you very much for coming. Next we have Kyambogo University Mentorship Initiative. This is Kyambogo University based. Next we have Kyambogo University Rehabilitative Initiative. Next we have Fight Drug Abuse. Fight Drug Abuse. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation. Hope and Beyond. Hope and Beyond. We thank you very much. We have Sauti. Report Child Abuse. That is Sauti. You are welcome to Kyambogo University. Modange Counseling Center, Nkumba University. You are very welcome to Kyambogo University, Nkumba. We have mental health awareness and beyond. You are welcome, please. Next we have the psychology students of Kyambogo University. Thank you very much for doing this afternoon's work. Thank you very much, psychology students. You all have your stalls. Let us settle in our stalls as
Heavenly God, we thank you for the gift of life. We thank you for this moment, Lord, that you have given us to gather here to celebrate the second Counseling Open Day and the International Psychology Day in the world. Lord, without you, nothing much we can do. We thank you for all that you have provided. We thank you for our country, Uganda. We thank you for Kyambogo University. We thank you for the students, because without them, we can't be here. We thank you for the parents. We thank you for everybody who has put a hand on this event. Loving Father, as we continue, may you protect us, give us good health, give us good deliberations. Loving Father, as we go back wherever we've come from, may you give us journey mercies. May we reach home safely, and may we find all the people we left home in good health. In the Almighty God, we have prayed in thanksgiving.
Kindly take your seats.
Executive, please come and give your opening remarks.
Thank you very much. The Human Resource, the Dean of Students, the Chancellor, the Office of the Dean of Students represented, the Guild Ministers around, and the students' body. Good afternoon to you all. In the capacity to represent the Guild President Kyambogo University, my name is Anishre Said. I'm the Guild Minister of Domestic Affairs, Kyambogo University. I want to take this opportunity to thank the Office of the Counseling Unit, together with the Office of the Dean of Students, who have taken an initiative to make this function happen. And as students of Kyambogo University, we are very proud. First of all, I want to thank the Counseling Unit for the mentorship initiative that they put in place in this mighty university. And I want to bring to your notice the Counseling Unit that the students have not suffered, first year students have not suffered, and other continuing students, we as mentors, we have continued to guide them, to show them direction on what to do and on what they should not do. And they are very appreciative, and I have thanks, a vote of thanks from them to your office, the Counseling Unit, and the Office of the Dean of Students. And I would also like to thank the Office of the PRO, who have continued to publicize our university, our group, inside and outside the country. And as I told, Kyambogo University is on the map, and we are very proud of that as students from Kyambogo University. So as I conclude, allow me to open this function officially, and to thank whoever is here, the students, the mentors, and the other well-wishers that feel comfortable. You will get what you want if you join this initiative. Thank you very much. Allow me to open this function officially. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Guild the President. We thank you for those words, and if I would say, is encouraging us to join in the mentorship initiative, to join in the CHURI, Kyambogo University Rehabilitation Initiative. The students' body is not liberating because of the presence of these associations that help students. Next, we shall have opening remarks by the Senior Counselor, who is the engine behind this ceremony. Madam Winnie, you are welcome to give your opening remarks.
Madam Agnes Mugalu, Senior Warden, MC of the day. To the second Kyambogo University Counseling Open Day, and this first time as we celebrate the International Psychology Day. The first open day was held on 19th September 2019. Today is 19th. That is God's plan. The guests of honor then, the Vice Chancellor, recommended that we have the open day annually, and that is why we are here. We would have had this in the first semester, but here we are. International Psychology Week is also held annually at the UN. As Kyambogo community, we join the rest of the world to celebrate this day, which is normally in the last week of April. No problem as we have it in February. So, today marks another journey of 1,000 miles in making a psychologically stable state, and achieving this will be of great importance to the community, the country, and the entire world. As Kyambogo Counseling Unit, under the Office of the Dean of Students, we think of a community that is psychologically stable for better performance. We work towards achieving the counseling goals because a psychologically stable mind is productive and able to make good decisions without pressure from the society. This explains one reason for our existence as the counseling unit in Kyambogo University and our presence here today. A wise man defines psychology as the scientific study of the mind and its functions, especially those affecting behavior in a given context. There are many things that have kept individuals, especially our youth, unable to perform. Kyambogo University students are in that age range, and other students in the sister universities. So, this calls for our immediate intervention as counselors. And I will say it's not only the counseling unit helping on our students, but the entire Dean of Students Office, we work as a team. So, we extend psychological support to help individuals improve and get rid of psychological problems that can easily cost us. We can never see the dangers of being psychologically unstable until we see our fellows with mental problems. Ladies and gentlemen, mental health is an issue, and if we have to help our colleagues, ourselves, we need to embrace psychological support. So today's theme is clear: embracing psychological support in our community. Kyambogo community, our homes, the lecture rooms, wherever we are. And we remember that the major goal here is academics. But what can you achieve without psychological stability? So this leads us to questions like, how can I help our community get out of psychological problems? Wherever you are, as Dean of Students, as my colleague I'm standing with, Uganda Counseling Association counselors, how can you help to make sure we have a better world? There is a saying that seedlings make a forest. So if we sit back and leave the community of young citizens of Kyambogo University and other universities, they will definitely go astray. And then we shall have forests of only bent trees. Imagine we are here and tomorrow the future leaders are psychologically unstable. I would like to ask all of us here, why should we embrace psychological support in our community? Why should we even be here today? We are not here to waste time. The literary meaning, there is a neural saying, agetera ine nigo gaita eigufa. Literally, we need to work together as lecturers, students, counselors, the professional counselors from other universities, other organizations. We all need to come together and work. A psychologically stable mind will be in position to make better decisions. And believe me, we all need a state of mind. Our youth need this state of mind, and so as to be able to drive this country in a better direction. This will as well help in behavioral change. We are all aware of the growing rate of immorality in our communities. Vices like homosexuality, that regardless the laws against them, they are still being observed. We have drug abuse that is so common in our communities, including our universities. Rape, defilement, to mention but a few. In universities like Kyambogo, students will not only excel when they are psychologically stable and free from the social pressure. Achieving this calls for our intervention, and that is why we are here still continuing to raise awareness. It's very unfortunate that some of the individuals in our community up to today have not yet known their guidance and counseling services. But still, we thank God, ever since last year's first counseling open day, the numbers have really raised. So we thank all those members who have enabled us do our work, the mentors, the staff, some staff members have also helped us. We have the Curie advocates. They usually go to classrooms and talk about psychology. That aside, embracing psychological support in our community enhances professional growth. Kyambogo University is known for training professional teachers. We have the engineers, but still they need to be attended to. Psychological stability among staff will promote students' psychological well-being. So this calls for the staff to embrace psychological support. Yes, we normally say you cannot give what you don't have. So for a staff to help the student remain psychologically stable, the staff member should as well be psychologically stable. The unit has registered tremendous achievements since last counseling open day. We have improved on our visibility. At least people are telling us, yes, the counselors, you are now seeing, we can't see what we are doing. But that is because of the last first counseling open day. The number of clients we have supported has also increased. We have networked with individuals. For example, we have the Coach Foundation. They have always given us live class sessions, and these sessions are helping our students gain confidence, look at their boundaries, self-esteem, and others. We have also gained trust from other students. They come to us and they're like, wow, counselor, when I came here, I was just forced to come, but now you have helped me. And I feel I need to bring more of the students and share their issues. That shows a sense of trust in us, and we thank you for that. We have also had relationships, gained more relationships with organizations and institutions. Some institutions are even coming to us. They are asking us how do you do it, if I can say that? How do you do it? So we are there, we are trying to improve. We have offered services to our students, staff, and the community around the main campus. The learning centers, Busheni and Soroti, the guidance and counseling unit through the office of the dean has also offered services to the learning centers. We have also rendered services to staff children. Members, we cannot have the youth without thinking about the child. The child is growing and is coming to the university. But if he comes bent, it means university life will equally be bent. These children, the counselors have organized those sessions during holidays. We encourage you to bring more children. The counselors are there. And on this note, we have our friends as you walk around the stalls. We have a children's center somewhere there, which is going to help on the cognitions, the esteem. They will tell you more. The first ever counseling guide magazine. Why have we thought of that? There are members who do not reach the counseling session, but we call upon you to do so. The guide is having articles, write-ups in relation to the many issues students come with. And those issues, you realize if it is Winnie, the next day it is another person. So it is specifically for the students, I would say majorly for the students, and when time comes, you will receive that. However, there have been some challenges. As we continue working, there are challenges. The very first challenge is accessibility. Our offices are located on Uganda Block, upstairs. We remember we have students with disabilities. Some of them can't see, others are in wheelchairs. We found it hard to give them services from the counseling unit. And as we look at this, it's a character development issue that the department cannot handle. I hope my voice will reach the concerned people. We have also tried to reach them, but as it is a character development issue, we need to be helped. We also have inappropriate space. Guidance and counseling, we usually do individual and we do group sessions. The place is not appropriate for group sessions. How I wish we would have a building like the other one we are facing, and then we can have our tents and have our group sessions. Uganda Block, I normally call it Uganda Block of Kyambogo University. It is not appropriate. The staff is also inadequate. However, we thank management that we are there. My senior, Madam Jean, was here and she worked almost alone. We really thank you for that. It wasn't an easy moment, and at least now we have 3 permanent staff members, the counselors. However, we are still saying it is not enough compared to the number of students, the staff, and other members in the community. And another issue is the distance students sometimes come around. We also have other centers, and we cannot make it. We get overwhelmed. So I hope my voice will reach out to the people concerned. Sometimes it has not been very easy the finances. That's why we are having this. But I thank the Dean of Students and the entire department that this year, at least, our budget was raised. This goes also to top management, and we have managed at least to have this today. Some individuals do not want to reach the clinic. They are like, no, we cannot come. I would like to make a call, then I will be attended to. That is also another challenge. However, we are trying to to solve the problem with telephone counseling. The only problem is we have not yet reached there, but we have started with benchmarking to get to know what exactly it takes. God willing, we shall be there. Our prayers, therefore, are accessible premises to accommodate all categories of our clients, appropriate space for the smooth running of the activities. We are also praying for uplifting the staff establishment and support and fasten the proposed telephone counseling project. I wish to appreciate top management that has supported us to make this happen. The Dean of Students, thank you so much for the support. Members of the department, the coordinators, psychology department, thank you. The Coach Foundation, thank you for being part of us as we help our students realize their dreams. Uganda Counseling Association, that regulates our services. We have always been there for support. I say thank you so much to the counseling team. And as I conclude, may I have the counseling team move forward. I do not want to stand here alone without the counseling team. We have the permanent staff, we have temporary staff, and voluntary staff. It's not very easy to serve on voluntary basis, but these individuals have worked tirelessly. We have worked as a team. The staff counseling introduce themselves. Without those members you see coming, nothing much would have happened. And gentlemen, yes, they have done it all. They have really been into this since the year started. They do a lot. It's not only for the counseling open day. We have had a lot of work during mentorship. And I thank you for the teamwork. Yes, there is nothing much I would have done alone. Thank you very much. You can only face the visitors here so that they don't forget. Yes, next time they see you, they should be able to see, yes, you did it. Thank you. As I conclude, I would like to re-emphasize the fact that there are many issues that make people psychologically unstable and will take weeks before we can exhaust them. Most of them are part of our lives. So apart from the sessions before these counselors go, the counselors, as I mentioned, have come up with a magazine that is going to be launched today. I seek guidance, Madam Dean. Yes, yeah, that is it. I urge you to make use of the information in the magazines and visit the guidance and counseling unit for psychological support, knowledge and skills for service. I remain Winfred Kyosaba Birigonwa, the acting senior university counselor. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Madam Senior Councillor. The councillors, please come back. Madam insists that you introduce yourselves to these people.
I greet you all. I'm Tundane Lydia, a medical clinical officer and a councillor based at Medical Center. Thank you all for coming. I'm called Gladys Ananura. I work as a councillor on a temporary contract.
Thank you for embracing counseling. I'm Nora Gaswaga Kawamuzi, Assistant Councillor.
Thank you for coming. I'm Shtukanjona Claire, a councillor volunteer at the counseling unit.
Thank you so much, members, for coming and honoring this auspicious occasion. I'm Nasuba Irene, an assistant councillor on permanent basis. Thank you so much.
I greet you all. My name is Councillor Victor, and I'm happy to serve. Thank you.
I'm Councillor Nadunga Joan. Thanks for making this occasion successful. Thanks for coming. I'm a volunteer at the counseling unit.
Thank you very much, councillors. Thank you
for this day's activities. I've been introduced as James Kagari. I'm an industrial psychologist and I lecture in the Department of Psychology at Kyambogo University. However, when they were organizing this day, I thought it fit that we have the International Psychology Day celebrated also, since most of us are psychologists and practitioners. I would like to add that when I thought of it, I realized that we don't live in a vacuum, neither do we live in isolation with the rest of the world. So I thought, as we think and act locally, we also think and act globally. Of local Uganda Society of Applied Psychologists for some time. I'm currently the president of Uganda Council of Psychologists, which is supposed to embrace all these other divisions of psychologies in Uganda. I'm a member of the Pan-African Psychology Union Executive Committee. That's a continental organization of psychology. I'm a member of the American Psychology Association, APA. For over 16 years, I've been a member of the International Association of Applied Psychologists, and I'm on the board of the executives. So, and it's the largest association of psychologists globally. So what I'm saying, let's think and act both locally and globally. I'm looking at this International Psychology Day that is celebrated at the UN every year, and was first observed in 2007. Psychology associations are registered as NGOs at the UN. The UN has its headquarters in New York. It has offices in Vienna. It has offices in Geneva and another office in Nairobi. At this point, I would like to announce to you that there is an opportunity for any of you willing to volunteer as a psychologist
and the UN offices in Nairobi forward his her interest to me. These associations at the UN, having been registered as NGOs, they are under the Economic and Social Commission, affiliated to the Global Commission Department, which was formerly the Department of Public Information. Now, while they are there,
with the aerobics and fitness, please come right now. Professor, you are welcome to this second edition of the guidance and counseling ceremony. So right now, members, let us join our hands to welcome the Vice Chancellor of the University. And right away is a management and health science institute. It has.
We are based in Zambia. We have programs in psychology. We have a diploma in community psychology, diploma in industrial organizational psychology. We also have a short course, child and adolescent mental health, that's meant for professionals working with children. It equips them with core understanding of the mind of the child and the things that can affect the children. It's basically for professionals working with children and adolescents. Thank you.
So what do you think in which students?
This one is for only professionals working with children and adolescents. But then also we have diploma programs for those that come from straight from high school. But the child and adolescent mental health and social care short course is strict for professionals working with children and adolescents.
So it's a course of?
It's a 2 months. It's a 2 months short course for weekends only.
740,000.
Yes, and $200.
That's some good money.
My name is Angela Chari, Administrator of the Ghana Counseling Association. You're welcome on our school, and UCA is an organization that brings counselors together and all counseling practice in Uganda. We are having an upcoming conference in March about attaining a healthy mind in a healthy body, focus on post-migration, mental health, and gender. We also have a training coming up on addiction professional training, because addiction has become a problem in Uganda today. So we are training counselors on how to help people cope with that. Then we have some books written by our counselors. We have a premarital counseling guide. We have a retirement planning book to help those that want to retire. Basically to equip counselors with skills. Then we have some materials also for sale, like the bags and t-shirts. Then we have some items like the bumper stickers to shout about UCA basically.
This is very good. Can you come and talk to my staff about retirement planning?
Yes, we shall be honored that we can organize that and come
that fits in there with many of my staff. I think they're all scared of retiring. Nobody wants to retire.
We can prepare them so that they stop getting scared and instead of being the ones to ask for the retirement.
Embrace it.
Thank you very much.
Professor, we welcome you to this stall. We are Kyambogo University Rehabilitative Initiative, and we do guidance on the following things that you can be able to read. That is alcohol and drug abuse, internet addiction, masturbation, pornography, and very other different things. It's not only this. We are under the Office of the Dean of Students, and we are also under the Guidance and Counseling Unit. We work hand in hand. They help us. We have also other different people who help us from outside, that is might be focused on recovery, hope and beyond. They help us to train us, and we also don't keep these things to ourselves. We train also the students. We put out different things and reach out to the students. We do outreaches within the university where we talk to students about children. We tell them, if you have a problem, you can come, and maybe we can refer you to someone if we are unable to handle that situation. So these are the major things that we do as children within Kyambogo University.
This is very good work you are doing. Have you tried to assess whether your work has had any impact on on the lives of the students?
Yes, because even under the guidance and counseling unit itself, we have different people that we have been referring there. And even within the university, we also assess that certain hostels have certain problems. Even recently, we have increased our outreach to reach the hostels, so we have not been going. That means we have already assessed there is one hostel that we are already aware about, and we are beginning this semester. Next week itself, we shall be visiting that hostel to be able to reach out to those students. So we have created a very big impact. And even students themselves come to us, I'm tired of maybe having a pornography problem. Can you please help me? So we are able to talk to them and help them.
Have you had students coming with internet addiction problem?
It's actually the highest, because we even called out, we reached out to different meetings within the university where we still talk about internet, because it's the biggest increase among university students, because every person wants to keep on the internet, and the internet, actually it would be useful to be on the internet to do something, but particularly the things they do on the internet that affect their education time.
Very good. Thank you very much for the work you are doing. These t-shirts are for sale?
Yes.
How much?
5,000. We sell this.
Did you say 10,000?
No, 25,000.
May I add 10?
It is a project that we put to support. For his sake, we can give him at 50,000.
Thank you very much. What is extra large?
Most of them are large.
Delivery, then I'll buy it at 100,000.
Kyambogo University Medical Center. Today they are doing HIV counseling and testing.
Yes, this is Kyambogo University Medical Center, and what we are doing here is HIV counseling and testing. We deal with majorly students, however we also have staff and the entire Kyambogo community. What we do during the HIV counseling is giving them more information about the virus and how best they can prevent themselves from reinfection, that is in case someone is found HIV positive, and how they can also protect others around them, that is still in case someone is found HIV positive, and then also they can prevent themselves, these being young students, how do they prevent themselves from getting the HIV virus.
Are you doing any testing here?
Yes.
HIV testing?
Yes, please. Yes, please, we are.
Do you have any volunteers who come to say, me, I want to be tested?
Usually at the unit, we usually have 10 to 15 volunteers per day who come for the testing services.
And today, how many have you got?
Today we still have like 30, but we've just started, so we have hope of very many others joining us.
Okay, thank you for the good work. I think it's a good service. Many people should be encouraged to know their HIV status. If you know, then you get help. And if you find you are negative, then you try to maintain that status.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome to Hope and Beyond Rehabilitation Center. Hope and Beyond is the rehabilitation center located in Mbaka. Our offices are opposite head offices for Red Cross. Then our center is in Wakariga, just near Rodney's place. And at our center we do a lot of activities, say treatment and rehabilitation of people with different kinds of addictions, like alcohol addiction, drug addiction. We have people addicted to masturbation, internet, can mention any. And we also treat people with some mental illnesses.
Okay, thank you very much. So, if your station is known, you'll get many people coming. But how many people do you get coming voluntarily? Say, I have alcohol addiction, can you help me? Because people who are drunk will never accept that they are drunk.
Well, it's like out of 100 we can receive 2. Most people, they are being forced to come for treatment and rehabilitation.
What type of treatment do you give them? People with alcohol addiction?
At first, we do what we call detoxification. Then after that, we'll go for counseling.
So you're a fully established medical facility?
Yes, Professor.
Thank you.
We are a network organization with 30 other organizations having activities for alcohol reduction. So basically for us as the network, we do national advocacy for alcohol control policies. Then our members, they do a lot of advocacy. So basically that's what we do. Thank you for coming to us.
Who funds your activities?
Right now we have one funder, IOGT and GM from Sweden.
Okay. Thank you very much. Where are you located?
We are in Wakaria. The chairperson of the Wakaria is the director of Hope and Beyond. So they have secretariat.
Thank you very much.
My name is Vera Noda. I work with Fight Drug Abuse. It's located in Kyambogo, Janda. We offer prevention and treatment services. We do school outreaches, church outreaches. We go to communities, schools, universities, to sensitize the youth, the children, and the parents about the effects of drug abuse and how parents can tell if their children are using drugs. So we help to equip people with this much information so that they don't wait to get addicted, but they have the information to make the right decisions at an early stage.
I have not seen you in Kyambogo to come and talk to our students.
We shall definitely come. We are now here.
No,
this is the start. Everything has
Here you are meeting those people who have come for the exhibition. But you can arrange through the dean of students, together with the other groups, come and talk to students about these problems, because they are real problems. And these are our children. All of them are involved in these habits. So if you come and talk to them, maybe you can save a couple of them. So I encourage you to get in touch with the dean of students, then you organize where you can come and talk to students. Okay? Thank you very much for the work you're doing.
Thank you.
South is a brand new. It's under Ministry of Gender, Youth and Social Development. And we are here to receive and respond to all cases of child abuse in the country. Using the toll-free line, the government put up a toll-free line which is 116. And it works 24/7. And any person can call and can report. And then after we receive a call, if we are reporting any case of child abuse, we assess it and then we see how best we can respond. Currently through counseling is one of the ways we respond. And then sometimes it requires us to go on the ground and assess, and then also work with different partners and the different structures that respond to cases of child abuse in the country. For instance, the probation officer, the district, the police, which police has the child and family protection office. Also have the community family offices and the sub-counties and the houses. We have also the different ways of receiving these cases. It's not only through 116. You're seeing some of my colleagues over here also talking about your report. Your report will have what we call a dashboard. If you send a message to 8500 and it has anything, child, we have different key words. It crosses to a dashboard and we see how best we can respond. We also have walk-in, people just walk in and report cases of child abuse.
You have the offices littered over the country, like in districts?
Yes, we are a government service and each district you find has a professional social welfare officer. So every district you find sub-county. Every sub-county has a community and health officer. Every LC, local council committee, it is by law, they are mandated to get somewhere to have a question about children. The person we call the secretary for children. Yes, so we are all over the country.
Thank you very much. What are the common abuse cases you receive? Because these days, children, if you touch them, they say you have abused them. What are the common cases of abuse that that you receive?
Mostly it's neglect. We call it child neglect. For instance, the parent is not providing basic needs for the child, is denying the child education. The child has fallen sick and his parent is just not minding. The beating is good sometimes, but also we encourage people to use the alternative ways of punishment. For instance, if a child likes chocolate so much, they would say, and then you are told them to do something they didn't do it. Instead of whipping this child with a cane, you can remove what they like most, and trust me, the following day you'll come back and they've done it even without you asking. As you can see, just today, this is the number of calls we received.
1,000?
Yes.
Such a big problem.
From morning up to now. You can see the high priority cases are returned of yes. So, but one of the interventions, the closed today is 10. So, you will find only today, and then we are there every day and work night and day. And one of the best and basic ways we respond to these cases is through counseling.
Very much. This is interesting information. In a nutshell. Child neglect, it fits my understanding how somebody can produce a child and neglect them. Unless you are not sure that the child is yours, then you can neglect them.
Yes.
You don't have the money to share the little you have.
You have some of
but if you think the child is not yours, then you may not provide for them.
Those are stickers from the university for special needs. I work with an organization called Focus on Recovery Uganda, where we deal with persons with addiction and other substance abuse. Things that we deal in like anxiety, depression, mental health, suicidal thoughts, relationship problems, and other issues. With the help of the Dean of Students, we are able to form out a club in Kyambogo University called Churi, which is the Kyambogo University Rehabilitative Initiative. We always have a recovery walk during the month of September, where many members of Kyambogo University participate and other activities. We have a rehabilitation home called For Tranquil, where people who deserve to be rehabilitated are kept for a period of sometimes 90 days, sometimes 120 days. We are located in Mutungo Bina, where we have outpatient and inpatient. We are affiliated with Tabika Hospital, Ministry of Health, Education.
Did you follow up these people who have left your rehabilitation center to know what is happening in their lives? And some of them who come out, yes, to recover and they don't go back. But many of them go back after a short time.
Yeah, so we follow them up as using caregivers when they were in rehabilitation. So we use them as a follow-up, as we monitor them, even when they are out of rehabilitation center.
Because we can also objective the blood donation, it depends on the people's response. Yes.
What do you give them when they give you blood? Soda?
The soda comes in as a form of refreshment, but not as people always take it as to replace blood. But the primary concern is to save a life and go home with a card that will make it simpler for you to get blood in the hospitals, because they must recognize that you are the one who donated it. By the fact that we don't have a manufacturers, you have never had enough of the same, so we want to use of it.
Thank you very much. I would have given you blood, but recently donated and they don't have enough now.
Yes. You won't be having enough, but we need a recovery interview, so it will be after 3 months to do it.
Thank you very much.
Work hand in hand with the community, disability and other special needs committee, and his mandate is to oversee inclusion and reasonable accommodation and equalization of opportunities for persons with disabilities. At the center, we have different categories of students and staff with disabilities. We have the visually impaired and low vision in that category. We have the physically or motor disability, and we have the hearing impairment, and also we have the intellectual. As you see, these are some of our students around, as you can see. Basically, what we do, we advocate for their learning needs and the staff working needs. We can also do some needy showcase how blind persons read and write.
This work for the development for writing. On this we have like nine keys. We have the backspace, the outliner, we have the 6 keys which produce letters to form words, and we have the backspace. So that's how we operate. Now we interchange these keys to form letters. I think that's how it works.
Can you write your name?
Yes, I can write my name.
Which one?
My name is Kyambogo, which is A-P-M-M-G-O. Then Vincent, I-N-C-E-N-C. That's my name.
Then you can read it from here.
Yes. So after right, pull it out like that, and you read up and Vincent. You don't send, you know most of the people, you don't use one hand, but you don't send the spoon to the phone. Like this, and you read. Yes. So this is letter A, this is letter P, this is letter A, this is letter N, and this is letter G, the last is letter U.
How long did it take you to learn how to read using that format?
Once you introduce to it, it depends on how often it depends on your subject. If you are very sub student, you can learn even within a week you are done. Like for me, I took a month because I had some challenges also.
Thank you very much, Support Center.
Thank you. There are questions. What is Support Center doing moving from this kind of machine to
ICT? We do have a program. We have a resource center in Nairobi, which the students normally go there and they have trainings in computer skills, where these computers are installed with girls. It can read when they type and the images have typed keys. So they're being trained on that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Disability Support Center. Located in welcome, Mr. Vici and Clemens Johan, Director Counseling and Supervision, started an education counseling institute. We are located on Seven Road, below Freedom City. We have another new facility in this city. We can manage the Chambers Hospital. We are a team of clinical psychologists, counseling psychologists, and a psychiatrist on board. Yeah, we have realized that they work in the industry and people are that stigma. So many people don't want to work with them. So we have decided to put a facility there so that we can take the professional in the mental health issues, counseling, and then the psychiatrist. We focus on young people's mental health. Then we also provide counseling, supervision, and support to practice with counselors, because we have realized that as counselors, we work with many drivers. We get burnout, they get to settle the trauma, because as they listen to clients issues all the time, like your cancer here in the trauma, they need once they listen to issues a lot, they will develop counter-strategies. For example, if they are mothers and the students come with similar issues related to their children's issues, they get counter-transference. And then they get recurrent trauma, which may affect them in the long run. So we provide careful guidance as well. That's what we do, and we train. We also do training, but we don't train young people. Our methodology is experiential learning. We train people who are aged 25 and above, who have got life experience, and as they learn here, they relate with their own life experience so that they are able to go out and help other people. That's what we do.
25 years, have they not anything, right?
25 years and above, yes, these are adults.
25?
Yes, years and above.
You have just started to see what life is all about.
But they have something. Use them so that they can find their inner self, their God. That is the critical part. People who are having situations, for example, a child is having conflict with their mother, or mother is having conflict with their father, and the children are suffering, so it's quite wrong, but who is so that's how much
You also have what?
We also have the program, it's like a game, because we go to some primary and secondary school. These children also have great board, just talking about them, so we use experiences here. We play the game, it's like a Ludo, so we have cases when they play and has a 2 or 5, you know, 5 steps or 2 steps, so each step has 1 person.
Thank you very much. This looks like fun. These cartoons. Thank you.
Just communications facilitator from Equator Development Equator Development Resource Center with the help counseling and communication tools. So these tools will help our children as the counselors engage with them. You can add a whole new plan engagement tools. Yes. Tools here, we call them boards or tools for them. We have career inspiration jigsaws. We have test-of jigsaws used in workshops, sessions, and debriefs. We had web-breaking sets there. We had brain teasers, jigsaws, all them for the children counseling.
Where are you located?
We are located in Mengo, near Total Petrol Station along Zakel Road.
Very much. Thank you.
We are mental health awareness and beyond. We are a group of clinical psychologists, counselors, psychiatrists, social workers. We are located in Kyambogo, next to the hospital, church road, and also next to the Catholic church. We engage in psychotherapy. We do awareness. We engage in to do psychological harms. We also engage in referrals for cases of cancer, for example, which go for hospitalization and schizophrenia. But we get to work on a range of mental disorders, bipolar, depression, learning disabilities, anxiety disorders. So it's a range given the best of our staff. So we also do research because being clinicians, there's no way we can progress and also come up with ideal empirical strategies. So through empirical data, we collect, be able to identify what is applicable, not decide what is applicable, and try through that we get to be able to.
Thank you very much. Mental health awareness. Have you tried to do this in schools?
We do school outreaches, also go to workplaces, because we believe mental health is the center function. That's when someone gets psychological flexibility, they're able to take safely, they're able to perform, and being in a society like result-oriented, someone is psychological or mental health, we believe that's our approach to the as well. So workplaces, schools, and hospitals at the same time.
Thank you very much.
This is Healing Talks, Counseling Services. I'm called Mercy, an administrator. Healing Talk is
George and Love
Please put out that stage. Actually, we're the oldest farm in Uganda. Yes, so we carry out different services. We have child and adolescent, alcoholism, we have HIV. We do rehabilitation, premarital medical services.
The deal of students, so it falls under us to take care of them. We know what is happening with first year students and guiding them through what they should do. Work scheme students still come to us for guidance and for evaluation on how they are doing. So we organize also mentoring counselors and trainees, the ones from the Department of Counseling, Psychology, that are doing counseling and guidance as a course. They fall under us for guidance. The common issues that we have handled as counselors at our unit are addictions, relationships, rape, behavioral issues, academic issues, suicidal issues, and financial constraints among students. This last semester, we are honored to also handle the student children, the members of staff during the holidays, and they ask that it should be continued for every holiday.
Next is the Kyambogo University.
Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to host you. I'm Emmanuel, I'm the president of the Kyambogo Counseling Students Association. This is the association that is 2 years old in the university, but we are doing it together with the counseling unit of Kyambogo University as well as the Uganda Counseling Association to create awareness of people out there concerning counseling and guidance. Currently, we are doing school tours in different schools, creating the awareness. This semester we are going to visit 10 schools, and they give us the opportunity to visit them. Though we are doing this on a voluntary basis, based on our own capabilities to approach those schools. Though we would like to go further in other schools, but due to the limited resources, we are trying to do that for the meantime. We are as well host workshops in the university. Like this Friday, we are having a counseling workshop that is going to work on refugee counseling. It's going to work on rehabilitation counseling as well, to see how best we can equip our students with knowledge concerning counseling and make them more competent with the world. As the association, we looked at the basis that we have very many unemployment opportunities here in the country. Many students are unemployed. So we looked at it as an association that if we come together and we market ourselves to the world through the school tours and doing pro bono work and local work in different places, we can be able to market ourselves. And by the time we move out to the market, they already know what we can do out there.
Thank you very much. I think this is a really needed service for students in the university. How do you get students to come and confide in you for counseling? Because many of them don't want you to know their problems.
Now, for the start, we started within ourselves. If I identify I have a problem, a friend with a problem, who cannot come to me, I can refer them to another in the association. Or as well, we hold general assemblies most of the time. We invite students from different classes, different courses. They come and join with us. They share ideas on how best they would want us to listen to them and on how best we can help them around. So we've always provided a platform. It is either through group counseling or in video counseling. for as long as the student identifies us during the General Assembly that we are all councillors, and they get to see who they can confide in better. Therefore, they come and talk to the person individually. That is our best way.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this initiative coming up as students take the fellow students. You are all students from the Bachelor of Counseling?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Students, Kyambogo University.
This is what we are doing down on our local settings. We have offices in Geneva, Vienna, New York headquarters, and Nairobi. So we have a job now of a psychologist to occupy the office in the UN offices in Nairobi. And these are issues that are pertaining to us all over globally, discussed at the UN. Registered at the UN as psychologists. So these issues, mental health was put on sustainable development goals by psychologists. And so we observed Psychology Day from 2007 as a result of their interventions, listening to global problems. So some of these issues that affect us are from human beings and by the action. Climate change, mental health,
Can we have members of guidance and
gender
counseling
equality,
who are part of the
terrorism and conflict resolution? All these environmental issues are at the UN table. So how can we get our issues
Guidance
at
and
the
counseling
UN?
who are part of the
At the UN, if discussed, trickle down to us. So that's why I'm here to present this paper. This paper that whatever they are doing, they can be transferred and promoted at the UN. And also researchers and all these issues discussed at the UN can come down through us by being registered members, and our data information is registered at the UN.
Staff of guidance and counseling invited to address the community, and then thereafter you invite the Vice Chancellor to address us.
Professor Eli Kyambogo, the Vice Chancellor of Kyambogo University. Professor Kagari, the Head of Department of Psychology. Members of top management. I'm being corrected that Professor Kagari is not the Head of Psychology. Members of top management, the various organizations here, members of staff, the guild leadership, the students, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to this second Counseling Open Day at Kyambogo University. And in a special way, I would like to welcome Professor Eli Kyambogo, who is our chief guest tonight, who have spared time and accepted our invitation to come and grace this occasion with your presence and appreciate our chief guest. We thank you very much, Professor, and you're most welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, today, as I've mentioned, we are celebrating we are holding the second Counseling Open Day of Kyambogo University, but we have partnered, we are also concurrently celebrating the International Psychology Week. And that's why you see Professor Haggard very active with us here. All this you are seeing has been worked and organized by the Guidance and Counseling Unit, which is under the Dean of Stress Department. The Guidance and Counseling Unit in Kyambogo University is as old as Kyambogo University. And I must say we have been blessed with very focused, very active, very hardworking counselors from the time the university was established. Yes, we have suffered the challenge of understaffing, but the teams we have been having have really put in a lot of effort to reach out to the community, the students, the staff, and the surrounding community to offer psychological support. However, in spite of all that great effort, some very many members of this community remain unaware, and some of them who are aware remain with some misconceptions about counseling. As we have noted, our community, not only Kyambogo University, but all over and nationwide and in the world, young people are facing a lot of challenges that greatly need psychological support. And yet, many remain ignorant in spite of this service being available in the university. The first ever Kyambogo University counseling open day. This was meant to take out the service, to reach out to the people where they are. As you have noted, people are already getting counseling for HIV. They are getting tested, and more people will believe by the end of the day. Many people who have walked in here and received services. And in so doing, we are also sensitizing the community that this service is around. A number of people are out there suffering from various challenges, and many of them end up wrecking their lives. When actually if they got connected to the counselors, they could have been helped to cope. So now the purpose of this activity is to go out, sensitize the public, tell them we are here, you can come and get support, you don't have to die down there, you don't have to collapse down there. This is for our students and even the community around us. This is the purpose of moving out. We have services around, as you have seen. We have the various counselors around. We have a number of organizations around offering various services, and this is open for everybody. Our students, the staff, the community, all these can come and get the services. Many times people suffer because they do not know. As it even is written in the scriptures, that people are dying because of lack of knowledge. But this is to make sure that people know that it can be helped if they are suffering from any form of addiction, any form of suffering, any form of psychological torture. They can come up and get support from the units, from the psychologists around, and other people. The guidance and counseling unit, together with the Department of Dean of Students, are the brain behind this you have seen, Professor. They have been working hard and tirelessly hard and implementing various activities to make sure that people are supported and people are helped. As a department, Professor, every year we work together with the counseling unit, the guild. We move out to the hostels. We inspect hostels, we interact with the administrators in the hostels, and in so doing, we get to know what is going on there. We are aware that our students have got a lot of challenges, and that they are suffering, that are affecting them psychologically. And moving there is to make them feel comfortable and move and feel free to come to the counselors for support. Professor, I will not go through narrating the challenges. You have heard them from the various organizations, and we have always narrated them, what our students suffer from: drug abuse, rape, you talked of addiction to internet, and all those. And all these are going on in our society. So my office has made an effort to try and combat these challenges. We have the counseling, the mentorship initiative that is helping students on entry. They have not been, I have not seen them with the stall, but they are a very active group. We have the Kyambogo University Rehabilitative Initiative, Curie, whose stall you have visited. We are partnering with various organizations. We have the coach. The coach, I think, have been held up. They should have been here. They are giving us pro bono services. They are organizing what we call life classes. They come every week, every Thursday. They talk to the students, and the attendance is growing. All these efforts are geared to helping students cope with the various psychological challenges. However, Professor, much as we are putting up all these efforts, I continue to interact with students, and sometimes you get very shocking stories from them. The challenge is quite large. There are a lot of efforts, as you have seen, within Kyambogo University and without, but the challenge is quite big. There is a student I talked to just 2 days ago, and he told me, you are thinking of Hostel X as having a challenge of drug abuse. But I can tell you that all hostels, or most hostels, have got the challenge of drug abuse. We have worked hard, there is a lot of effort, students are putting in a lot of effort, but the problem is still there. Do we want to give up? No. We're not giving up. Yes, maybe I believe it can get worse, but it will get better. So we should continue putting up a lot of effort and working hard. I know even one soul saved is worth spending time on. Professor, right now, we have come up with an additional effort as a department and specifically the guidance and counseling unit. We have come up with the Counselor's Guide or magazine, which is a new publication for the first time in this university. We have been organizing all these efforts. Many students come, but many more do not come. So we felt that we could put some of this information in a magazine. We have planned to put a number of copies in the libraries, in the university, and we believe that our students could be able to access that information from the magazine. And through this effort, we believe we shall be able to reach others. And through that magazine, we believe that very many students will get to know about the counseling, guidance and counseling unit in the university, and they will come and make use of it. To the students, I would like to say that this magazine is a must read. This magazine is a must read. It has very good articles. I've read it myself. We are going to have copies in all the libraries. Please pick it and read it. And with that, members, I would like to once again thank all of you for coming. I will not be able to list all the organizations. I would like to thank so much Professor Kagari, the various organizations here who have always responded whenever we invite you, and we thank you for the work you are doing out there and for our students. I've seen a number of you have expressed interest to come and work with us at Kyambogo University. You are welcome. Whenever we invite you, and even if you have any program that you can share with our students, you are welcome and you are invited to come and work with us. And with those few words, I would like to thank you again, Professor, for sparing time to come and be with us and officiate at this second Kyambogo University Counseling Open Day. It's now my pleasure to invite you to address this congregation and also request you that as you conclude your speech, you will launch for us this magazine. I thank you, Professor. You're welcome.
Our members of top management who are here, members of staff, students, the guild leadership, ladies and gentlemen. Dean's office, thank you for organizing this second Counseling Open Day at Kyambogo University. It's always a pleasure to come around and see the services that your section is rendering to our students and the entire university community. And it's also very pleasing to see the number of partners, the number of organizations that have come together to join you at this Open Day. So I want to thank you for organizing this function and also thank the different organizations who have joined in. Thank you very much for partnering with us to be able to give these services, or even to advertise, to make your services known where you give them to a number of our students and the wider community. I also want to thank the number of organizations of students of Kyambogo University. Students coming together to form associations whose aim is to help the fellow students. So I want to thank you and congratulate you upon that effort. I've seen a number of services which your organizations and the university counseling services giving to a number of our students. And these are rife these are real life problems. Issues of suicide. That's a common problem among students in the university. And if somebody can come and confide in you that they have a problem and they feel like taking their lives, if you can talk to them, then you can save a life. You know, by the time somebody decides to kill oneself, I still believe that the mental state is not normal. Something has gone wrong with your mind and you decide to kill yourself. Sometimes for not very good reasons. You find a student saying they are going to kill themselves because a girl has refused to go out on a date and somebody wants to kill himself. Or they had a relationship which went sour and he thinks he cannot live without this person. If you counsel them, they realize that they can live with many other persons, and maybe it was a blessing that that relationship failed. And then alcohol and drug addiction is another big problem in our community. Many students, many members of staff are victims of this, and this assistance, I think, is very important. One other thing I realize is internet addiction. This is a disease for all Ugandans, not only students. It's a disease for all Ugandans, and even families at home. You find a wife and a husband are sitting in the sitting room. They are not talking to each other. They are on internet. They are sharing information with their friends. And Professor Gagan, sometimes you don't know what information they are sharing. They could be talking about you when you are sitting next door. But they spend a lot of time on the phone. A lot of time. And I see students here, they even go on phone in the lecture room. The lecture is going on, somebody's on the phone. So are you in a lecture or you are just sharing your fantasies outside? And then financial issues. Many people have financial issues, both students and non-students. I'm told many members of staff don't keep their ATM cards. They don't have the cards, they give them away to money lenders. None at all. So they are living in credit, in debt. And many of our students, I think, need to learn how to respect money. Some students get money from their families, coming here for fees and tuition, and they blow up that money with their girlfriends or with their boyfriends. They freeze completely. And when the time comes for sitting exams, they start running around. And that's when they start contemplating suicide. How do I go and tell my parents that I don't have the money when they gave it to me? So I think you are giving these people very good service. And then academic. Many students don't study. I don't know how they expect to pass without studying. They don't attend classes. They don't read notes. Many of them spend time in the nightclubs. I'm told some people walk from the nightclubs to lecture rooms the same morning. What type of study are you going to do? If you're a student, you spend the night in the nightclub and you are now running to lecture at 7. What type of studying are you going to do? So I think you need a lot of help, and I'm glad that many people here are available to help you. And HIV/AIDS, this is a problem we still have in this country. Let nobody tell you that it has gone away. Because of the fact that we have drugs now which make the symptoms less serious and allow people living with HIV to continue with their normal life, does not mean that the problem has gone away. And I want to encourage each one of you to test and know your status. If you find you are sick, then you seek help. If you find you are okay, then you protect yourself even more. Because we still need you, your parents need you, and this country needs you to be able to go on. So I really don't want to spend a lot of time. We've seen a lot of services going around. I'm told mental issues are widespread in our communities, but anybody with a mental problem will not accept that they have a mental problem. Instead, the one who has pointed it out is the one who has a problem. So I think we are continuing to learn how these issues affect our society, and I'm sure by the services you give, we shall be able to create a more healthy society, especially for our students and members of staff in Kyambogo University. So Dean of Students once again and your team at your office and in the counseling department, I want to thank you very much for this effort. And now I want to take this opportunity and sing your honor to launch this counselor's guide, which I have had the opportunity to read through. So I launched this guide for you to read. One of the stories that I was flipping through, one of the stories I've just seen here is single at home, married at campus. So which one are you? You are single at home, but at campus you are married. And then when you leave campus, you go looking for a man to marry. You got married a long time ago. So you must try and keep yourselves aspire for that health which you require. With that, I will request to seek for permission to leave because I have another function which I'm going to officiate at. So thank you very much.
Kind remarks and for launching our Counselors magazine. And above all, thank you for putting your business on your side and coming to officiate at our second edition of Kyambogo University. Mr. VC, would you please give us a minute? All of us are in the aerobics group, you have all this together or we cancel the...
So I am already here.
Coach, Mr. Gogo George.
Join us here.
Truly please, mentors.
Psychology students.
And put that smile on your face, everyone. And with that smile, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And open legs. I'm going. 1, 2,
institutions and practitioners in this country registered. And then we have a law that helps us to regulate.
At the moment, us to come together to welcome our guest of honor, Honorable Nachuala Chinji. You're most welcome. If you don't mind, thank you. And the rest of us will also take our seats. Minister, by the time you've joined us, the professor was
about psychology at the UN. And Uganda is a member of the UN. And psychologists in the associations are registered as NGOs at the UN. They have a psychology day every year. It's the first time we are celebrating it in Uganda. At the UN, it is in April, towards the end of April. But in our meetings, they agreed that we can have any day in the year to observe the psychology day. So at Kyambogo University, we chose today to observe it here. It's the first time we're observing honorable. And at the UN, these associations initiate projects. And these projects come down to us. And they have sustainable development goals that we cherish and uphold as a country, as institutions. But by virtue of being a minister of labor, gender, and our issues paper, legal participation, and we drive our bill and we get practice so that our children, when they are being cancelled, we know they are being handled by competent psychologists and practitioners. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor, for that wonderful presentation. With great pleasure, invite our senior public relations officer, Mr. Robin Namjoon, to brief the minister of what has happened today, and later on to invite the minister to deliver his speech to the congregation.
Honorable Minister, we are honored to have you here. We waited patiently. We understand what happens. Even for us in our smaller offices, we get disrupted. So we know the higher you go, the more disrupted it becomes. So we are glad that you made time and you are here, and we are very honored to be with you. Honorable Minister, we started in the morning and there are many things going on. You can see the tents and speeches were given. Because you said you don't have time, we really don't want to bother you. Since you are here and you have honored us by coming, we should not disturb you. But maybe, Honorable Minister, to tell you the people who have honored our day to be here with us. We have Focus on Recovery Uganda, we have Fight Drug Abuse, Mental Health Awareness and Beyond, Uganda Counseling Association, District College Management and Health Services. Honorable Minister, we have given blood to save lives. So the blood, at least we have contributed. We also have Healing Talk, Hope and Beyond, Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, Uganda Alcohol Policy, and we invite the ministers, they don't get time. So if a minister gets time, it is worth celebrating. Thank you very much for coming, Honorable. Allow me to take this honor and opportunity to invite you to address us, Honorable Minister.
The representative of the Vice Chancellor of this great institution, the government representatives in your various capacities that are here, members of the top management of the university, professional counselors, the Kyambogo University community, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to say hello to the students and the young people that are here. Hello, students. Are you okay? I'm majorly here because of you. I must confess that this is my first time official engagement with this great university. But I have liked the breeze, it's quite fresh. There's a little bit of noise, but it's interesting, they are campaigning. But I like everything that I'm seeing. I'm the Minister of State in charge of Youth and Children Affairs in the country, Florence Nachuwala GNG. And I must confess once again that I had not deeply realized the importance of counseling until I joined the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development. And more importantly, when I joined Parliament and beyond, I realized that many people need to be counseled. Yesterday, someone just came up with locusts in Parliament. In a bottle. And he said, I'm laying on table these locusts. But from my understanding of locusts, you know, they fume out two types of kind of fume. It is kind of a toxic substance that they inhale out. The male locusts bring out a fume when they want to mate with the female. They bring out that fume that moves miles and miles in the air to attract the female species. So the female realizes and it comes. While at the same time, they bring out a fume periodically to alert the others that it's time for us to move. So when they hear that, they smell the scent, it attracts all of them and they start moving into a certain direction. So I said to myself, now supposing these ones are bringing out the fume and is traveling these many miles and the other ones are on the way coming to Parliament. Then again I said to myself, but then don't we need counseling? So you look at people who are potential, you know, something. In my office, I welcome the Sauti who are here. But I opened up Tuesday in my office to make sure that I listen to people, counsel them, and make a case for counseling in East Africa. And I think I am having great success in that direction, that every Tuesday we listen to the people of Uganda. If you need counseling, you have a problem with your kid, these people have abandoned others, come to me, let me have a shoulder for you to lean on. And we have realized that all we need now in the country, to a greater extent, is the psychosocial support, counseling and understanding why people are getting crazy. Because so many people are crazy all over. You build markets, and people don't want to go into the markets and they remain at the roadside and put the tomatoes right in the road when the market is fully built behind them. This day, to know the big people that feel that it is the small things that make us fail to get to our destination. It is having people understand us. It is having the psychosocial support. It is having the psychology of people brought onto an angle where we understand and appreciate one another. But fellow countrymen and women, I'm so delighted to join you today in discussing matters of mental health. As you know that the biggest problem at KYU is that the youth, and it's always my pleasure to honor invitations in meeting with the young people who are the majority in this community here. We are taking part in today's program because we know that the youth are the future of this country. As we also celebrate the International Psychology Day, it is a blessing to come together and support university communities. When I was appointed Minister of State for Youth Affairs on 6 June 2016, I knew that this was an opportunity that had come for me to serve my people, even when I would have done so in my other capacities, because I was a minister in Buganda Kingdom for close to many years. I was a minister there and I pretty much would help the people as I could. But this was a greater platform for me, and I thank the government and the president for realizing that. So I got a stronger muscle to fight to ensure that the youth and the children The future leaders are supported psychologically to grow with stable and profound mental abilities. It is our task as the stakeholders in this country to ensure that we fight all kinds of vices in society and embrace psychological support, which is the only way to have a healthy community. The government white paper of 1992 on education recognizes the importance of guidance and counseling and recommends that each school should have at least one professional counselor responsible for guidance and counseling. The Ministry of Education and Sports has provided guidance on guiding and counseling programs in institutions as an effort to streamline this program. And I promise my support now to follow it even further. As a minister, I want to task all of us here to be the custodians of ourselves and those around us, the young and old. Let us come up and support institutions to promote the government's program. We should be in position to stand up and fight all forms of child abuse, child neglect and domestic violence that without mention are a serious cause of psychological distress. Just a young girl recently had gone to just announce the news that I've been calling you, you've not been picking my calls, but I stood up myself and I gave birth. You made me pregnant, and of course this is a non-reversible situation, so I have a baby now. So the young girl, hardly 19 years, went to the man and said, I'm pregnant. So the man held the baby, and in a way to embrace the baby, threw back the baby to the young girl. So the girl was just in time to get the baby, but as she got the baby's arm just pulled out of the socket. And that's a permanent damage. Young people, ladies and gentlemen, these stories are true. What hurts people in society are not the big things, but the small things in their day-to-day lives. To me, this takes me away, a breath away. The people need our support, the women in the country need our support. Getting back to today's theme, embracing psychological support is in our community. I'm glad you saw the need for it, because when children grow up traumatized, without this mental therapy, it affects their lives almost permanently. So back in the days, all people in the community were responsible for the upbringing of children, and it took a village to raise a child. Unlike today, where all the responsibility has been left to the housemaid, who is in most cases a very young person and has not yet had any ideas what raising or upbringing a child means. As we are to better our community, then we need to make sure psychological distress is not entertained anywhere around us. I'd like to thank Kyambogo University for championing this cause. I'm aware that university students, like other youth, are faced with many challenges like drug abuse, cross-generational sex in a rural remand home. Almost 80% of the convicts there, the young children, is a result of child-to-child sex, which is amazing. So I thank the Vice Chancellor for having invited me here to share in this great cause. Let us embrace positivity, because it is the outcome of development, both in mind and the communities that we live in. I thank you for listening to me, and God bless you.
For that wonderful speech, I want to believe that we've picked and we've gained a lot. We once again want to appreciate you for honoring our invitation. Affairs. Let us get this chance of having a photo with the minister. Please don't miss out on this opportunity to have, we'll have what to, we could also join. We shall have what to tell our children that we were once with the minister. Lunch. We shall go for lunch after group photo. Of TTE building. So immediately after our group photo, you can see as we bid farewell to the minister, we shall now prepare to have our lunch. As DJ give me some music, just like the way it is, I'll briefly take you through. This has been the second Kyambogo University Counseling Open Day, celebrated together with the Psychology Day, and we've had a number of partners.